Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we are here at Kyalami with the Porsche 911 GT3R, and I had Stu asking for a revised setup for Kyalami, and I haven't been here in a while and I really need to have one and see if I can improve upon it. So I've been working on it. So this should be a quick video. We're just going to go through a few laps and go over the setup, and of course I will leave a link to the video or a link to the setup in the description. So let's get it started. Now coming up here, I mean I would go into sixth but sometimes, but fifth, you can stay in fifth too. Here you can touch the brake through there if you need to trail brake a little bit. It's fine doing that. I did it many times, even when near the end of the session. Here is just tricky because these curbings here, bounce the car around. You try not to get on them. And here I try to brake straight as I can, and then turn in. Of course, obviously if somebody's defending, it changes all that, but it's just, I try to go into maybe a little deeper and then just brake straight so I can stop quicker. This turn's always tricky. Looks like you can go through here really quick, but I don't know. It's always been a slick turn. That was a 141.96. I did a 141.93 earlier. I'll show you the timetables also. Very neutral. I mean, it rotates to me just right. That was a 141.98. So I was really happy with the pace of the car. Now I'll show you the last lap here just so you can see what it looks like on the last lap after 30 minutes. still pretty neutral. You know, you got, the tires are pretty worn. Yeah, that's just about right going through there, especially at the end of the worn tires. Basically, I had a decent lap going for the last lap until I get down here to this last turn. I just pretty much blow it. Or not last turn, but this turn coming up here. For some reason, I don't know. I think I cooked it in there too hot for especially worn tires. See how it started locking up the right front? I just went really wide. It just pretty much blew the whole lap. But again, I'm pretty much pushing right to the max every lap, just trying to see what it'll do. That was a 142.42, and I still think, like I said, of that one turn, I probably would have been a lower 42 if I wouldn't have blown that last turn. And I made a few mistakes. We'll take a look here at timetables. I had a couple outs and a couple just total blow laps. But still, like I said, for the most part, I was in the 42s straight away, and then got in the 41s, and then stayed in the 42s. And again, there should have been more 41s. I mean, that's some really low 42s that, just little minor errors here and there cost me, but still pretty consistent, really. I'm pretty happy for that. With that, for a race setup, and I think it'll work really well. So let's look over the setup, and the setup is 26.9 left front and left rear, 26.8 right front and right rear. The toe is negative 0.02 on the front with a camber at negative 3.8 and a caster of 10.4. On the rear, the toe is 0.1 with a camber at negative 3. Electronics I had at 3, 5, and 3. Fuel I had 65 liters with the number 1 brake pad. There was light graining on all 4 tires, which doesn't, like I said, I was still running really good time, so it doesn't concern me too much. A little more wear on the rear than the front. I'd like to tighten that up a little more, either more wear on the front or less wear on the rear, just a little tighter, but it's okay. On the mechanical, any roll bars 4, brake bias is 55. You could run 56 to be a little bit easier on the rear tires. So again, you can back that up to get a little bit more even wear on the rears. So just knock that up to 56 or 57. The springs are 137,000 on the front with the bump stop rate of 1100 and the bump stop range of 1. And the springs in the rear are 174,500 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 20. Any roll bar is 4 and the preload on the diff is 60. And I did try a lot of different spring packages, which were okay. I like the stiffer springs, but the problem with that is it started graining really quick. I mean, my times might have been a tenth faster. I think I did run a 41.7 or something like that, or 8 or something like that. Was my ultimate best time in practice. But it would start graining the tires pretty much within 3-4 laps. So that's just too much wear. So I just kind of backed these down with these, and it seemed when I did it again, I ran like 10-15 minutes. It was really good. So the shocks are 9, 6, 11, and 12 on the front, and on the rear they're 7, 5, 11, and 12. Aero is 57 on the front, for the ride height and 76 rear with a 2 splitter in the front and a 6 rear wing and a 4 and a 3 in the brake ducts. The front aero variation is 3.7 to the positive. And also, before I forget, I've updated all my playlists. So I have the tracks for the newer tracks. They'll say 2020, and those tracks, you just go to that track and see if I have my setups on there for whatever car I've done. So, if it says Monza, you look at Monza. Kyalami, you'll say Kyalami, and you'll say 2020. Just go to that playlist, and whatever's cars I've done for the 2020 tire and all that, it will be on that playlist. That way you all can find them better, and that's what I've been doing. I just haven't updated a while, but like I said, I've been updating it. And the same thing with my multiplayer. I got to start it over again with the 2020 multiplayer, just in case anybody wants to see a certain race in that. And again, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Support the channel by everybody out there that watches the whole video, even if it takes a couple times. I really appreciate that, because that really helps with the YouTube stuff. And also, thank you for thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't subscribed. All my setups are free for you all to try. I hope it works good for you, and I'm always trying to improve them on every car. So I'm satisfied to a certain point, but I'm always trying to get them to be better and better in a race setup. So I sure hope that you come back and visit real soon. And any comment or feedback, I really appreciate. I always like talking to all my friends. And I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you the next time. See you.